Welcome back to the F125 My Team career. We are at the Temple of Speed. Today, 'tis Monza, where you take all of the downforce off and hope you can still make it round the turns. That worked for us at Spa. We're going to try it again here in Italy and see if it works at Monza too. Not going to be as successful as Spa because there's definitely an AI pace issue at Spa, but at Monza, hopefully, we can be competitive enough to challenge for points. Our results of late have been a really nice, actually unpredictable smattering of mid-teens in the points or DNFing. So you never know what you're going to expect from Victor Martin. And obviously there's the win thrown in there as well, which is not going to happen again for quite a while, probably until we hit Spa next year, to be completely honest, although obviously we will up the difficulty for that next year. So Monza today, although using a very similar setup to Spa, Max has a 96-point lead in the championship. It is unlikely he's going to relinquish that, but it's fully dry, thank the Lord, so we should be able to run a really low downforce setup and be as competitive as physically possible, and I'll be able to get as much out of the car as I can. So hoping for maybe a point or two here. We did well in Zandvoort last time out, and if we can do that again, then we'll be very pleased indeed. Please do continue to drop the videos a like rating. I'd really appreciate it. It makes a big difference to pushing the content to new audiences, and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to make sure you don't miss out on any more. Be great to see you on stream as well. Links to both the YouTube channel, the main YouTube channel, and to the Twitch channel in the description, where you can come and join me and see every lap of every session that we do. Right now, though, I am going to head to track and go and do some lapping here at Monza. Get the car right in the sweet spot. Weirdly, considering I'm running such little downforce, the car feels all right. I am having to adjust my usual Monza driving style accordingly, but it's working okay thus far in practice. Tyre wear is high. Whether we're able to do a one-stop or we're forced into a two, I'm not sure at this moment in time. Our competitive development comparison, though, does look favourable at the minute. You can see we're now above Sauber, RB, Haas and Alpine. We are 5th bottom, which means we're 6th in the list. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. So expectations are growing at Chesnoid Racing at the moment. Whether we can actually fulfill those expectations remains to be seen, or match those expectations. In fact, I am going to put a brand new power unit in, brand new everything for Monza, as it's such a power dependent circuit. We're using the MGUH quite a lot. We're definitely going to be taking some grid penalties later on in the season for sure. There's no way we're able to avoid grid penalties with wear that high. In the quali pace program, it said we should be about 17th. Which I'd probably take, to be honest. So we'll try and get into Q2 if we can. It reckons we won't, but I think we could.
They call it the Temple of Speed, and the pilgrims have come to worship.
I'm going to have just used all the batteries as we crossed the line. That was pretty much perfect in terms of battery usage. 11th. Okay. Q2 assured. I don't know as there were actually that many mistakes made on that lap. So whether we can actually make it to Q3 or not, I'm not that confident. But it's so tight, as is always the case at Monza. Really, really tight indeed in the midfield. I mean, look, there is a 10th and a half from Sainz in 4th to Tsunoda in 12th. A 10th and a half only. That's one traction zone. Jack Doohan's done very well there to get through. Both the Red Bulls only just sneaking through. And not for the first time this season, Oscar Piastri out in Q1. Not doing himself any favours, is he? At all. But we have ourselves progression through to the second round of qualifying.
3 minutes to go.
Okay, we're going to improve. We did a 19.4 in Q1. In Q2, we are through to Q3 with a 1:19 something. P7 is a really sizable performance jump there. 19.2, only 2 tenths in it. And I'm still 8/10 off Max at the top, but we are through. And George Russell, again, not for the first time this season, is out in Q2. Only just over a 10th in it, but he only chose to do the one run. I'm pretty sure it was he that stayed in the garage. No, Russell went again. It was Antonelli that stayed in the garage. Russell went again and didn't improve. Baffling. Well, we're through to Q3 here at Monza. Temple of Speed, we apparently have done our worship very well. Oh, I might get a bit of a slipstream off Max here. Definitely getting a slipstream off Max here. Mr. Verstappen has just earned us a decent chunk of time there. That will help no end. Although I am going to run out of battery before the end. Probably gained about a 1/10.5 to 2/10 just in Max Verstappen's slipstream there. And we crossed the line, I didn't even see the time. We crossed the line in 9th place. Okay. 9th in 19.2, I see it on the dashboard. 1:19.257 it said on my steering wheel.
Qualifying wrapped up now. We have our grid line up for the big race tomorrow.
I was 3/10 off anybody else in front of me,
no doubt,
as a minimum.
Fantastic race.
Yuki on pole, though, by 8 milliseconds. Well then, Yuki Tsunoda, GG's. We're through in 9th. Nico behind me by 35 milliseconds in P10, but a P9 start at Monza is very nice indeed. We're starting in the points. Can we end in the points? Penalties could give us a little bit of a boost, but I can't recall anyone needing to take one from the 8 that were in front of us. It's an all Red Bull front row. Ferrari very jelly about that. Leclerc is third though, so in a good position to get a good run behind. Oh, there might be a penalty actually. There is. It might be Lewis Hamilton actually. Hulkenberg starts 9th, Ocon 10th. Bortoletto and Russell. I think Hamilton has taken a penalty from P5. Potentially should be starting P15. He has a 10th place grid penalty for Lewis. Well, it's an extra spot for us. We're going to start P8 then. It takes. It takes a long time to get to turn 1. It's a long way.
Good chance of.
And obviously, yeah, lots of mediums and hards. I might go hards, you know. I might start hard. It depends if it's a 1-stop or a 2-stop.
From the last race here. Let's make sure we get the result we deserve.
It reckons my tyre wear is so high that I am going to have to 2-stop. Yikes. Well, if I start on the hards, we'll know how far they go and how far we'll have left. Oh, that's going to suck. Okay, hang on then. Let me try this. Change that to a hard tyre. Remove that stint. 31 on the hards, 22 on the mediums is the best way to go about it, apparently. Oh no, tyre wear's going to kill me here. But if we can stay in someone's DRS for as long as possible, then that's going to give us the best possible chance, isn't it? I think boxing late is going to be better than boxing early.
Okay, not the best placement there, mate. Let's try and get a good launch as the race starts.
Busy repositioning myself in my seat. It's like... it's breaking. Monza turn 1 is normally... chaos. Oh, a bit of wheel spin in the second phase. Otherwise it would have been an unbelievable start. It still has been a pretty unbelievable start. We are 3 wide here. So I'm having to be very, very, very careful. Albon's had a good start as well. We're P6. P8 to P6. Brilliant start. In the slipstream of Albon and Norris as well. Try around the outside of Albon, on the inside of Albon. Oh my god, on the inside of Norris as well. Deary me. I don't quite know how we managed to pull that off, but we have. Lando saw me coming. Car just didn't stop. I'm running, as you can see there, on the downforce, 0 on the front. And you might well imagine I'm also running 0 on the rear. We have 0-0 wings at Monza, which is why stopping the car has been particularly difficult all weekend long. But we've gone from 8th to 4th on lap 1. That'll do. That'll very much do. No DRS though, of course, for me anytime soon. With cars so far away in front and so far behind. I do hope I didn't damage Lando there. I didn't feel any contact. There wasn't any note of any contact with the race director. But I will check and see if Lando has any damage from that. No, not that we can see. We were able to avoid damage. I did give him racing room as I went round turn 3, or turn 4 as it probably is, and tried to give him a bit more space on the apex. So I think I was as respectful as I needed to be. There. 3 wide in front. That's P1, 2 and 3 going side by side into the first corner here. Now Monza can go either way in terms of competitiveness for the AI. Either they all fight like crazy and just take heaps of time off one another, or they manage to maintain a decent level of pace. What we did to Lando's very similar as Sokma says in chat. What Oscar Piastri did to Lando Norris in real life last year. Obviously, I took Albon at the same time. It was my intention initially to only take Alex Albon, but so bad was the car at stopping, we ended up unintentionally taking Lando as well. The gap is 3 seconds behind. We're in no man's land at the minute, but I tell you what, no man's land P4, I would take all day long here at Monza. We qualified well. We know we've got straight line pace. It's just a case of can I be quick enough through the corners with my limited, well, minimal downforce to still be able to maintain a decent finish come the end. They are going to fight in front, they are going to fight behind. Despite the fact they're fighting in front, they are pulling away from me. But at the minute, the gap behind is all right.
Tyre condition for now, everything's looking good.
Gap behind is okay, but tyre wear is obviously going to be pretty astronomical. And if we are going to be forced into a 2-stop, then this is exactly the sort of start to the race we needed to ensure that when they all box behind from the mediums, they then all box into traffic again. And hopefully, if we can just run in free air for as long as possible, A, it'll be good for our tyre wear, and we might be able to make a 1-stop work, and B, they'll all lose time fighting with one another, and we can hopefully just keep gapping. But minimal confidence of that at the moment. You can see how the front few are just continually pulling away. Managing my battery is going to prove to be quite difficult as well. Shouldn't use too much of it as they gain from behind, because obviously I'm going to want it to try and stay competitive when they do arrive with me. And they are closing that gap behind. It's gone from 3.2 to 2.8. And Albon on those mediums is going to be decent. Tsunoda fighting with Leclerc here, but Max Verstappen, rather unsurprisingly, has taken P1 and is starting to build a bit of a gap. That World Championship is going to be his by the time we get to bloody USA at this point. He's going to win the championship before Texas. Lando is dropping more and more places, so I wonder whether he may be on the inside of the second part of the chicane where we overtook him. I wonder if he maybe just clattered over the sausage curb a little bit and has given himself some floor damage. I did give him racing room, at least I feel like I gave him racing room. I would need to look at a replay of it. We will do later on stream. Whether we get that in the video footage or not, we'll find out at the time. But I feel like I gave him enough racing room. And he might well have clattered over a curb or so. But no contact was made. Like I say, I didn't feel like I touched him. And I didn't get a warning, and the race director didn't note any contact either. So I feel like I was clean enough going up the inside of Lando. At the minute, they are still continually, as expected, closing from behind. Albon is on the mediums, though, to be fair. So it's no surprise that he's closing and kind of dragging others with him. Antonelli yo-yoing with him at the minute in the DRS zones. And then there is a little bit of a gap back to Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. We're in a decent spot right now for both the one stop and the two stop, I'd say. Tyre wear is high. So we're trying to get to lap 31 on this if we want to make the one stop work. This is ambitious, I think. Which is not ideal. Goes without saying. But it's not so badly worn that we couldn't consider making it that far. I'm still contemplating the one stop. I have to make sure I don't clatter the curbs like that too often though, and drive a bit smoother. Otherwise we'll get caught by behind. We're going to get caught from behind anyway, but the sooner we get caught from behind, the more our tyres are going to wear in traffic. Fuel is certainly coming down quite considerably as well already, so that's something we're going to have to factor in at the end of the race, I think.
And gap to the car in front, 6.7 seconds.
Yeah, not worried about the gap to the car in front at the minute, thank you. More concerned, let's be honest, only ever going to be concerned about the gap behind. We're not contemplating a podium here in Monza, that's for sure. Yeah, Albon's actually fallen off now with his medium tyres. Albon has fallen off the back of Antonelli and is now with his teammate Carlos Sainz. Hamilton's obviously still got the pace in the Ferrari on the mediums, but the Williamses are falling backwards. Still in a very good spot. Lewis's mediums might fall off to the point where when he catches me, I can stay with him. By the time he catches me, A, he's probably going to be very close to his pit stop, but B, hopefully the pace offset will be similar, that we can actually stay with Lewis and not get dropped and utilise DRS as well, and maybe if we need to,
9.6 seconds.
or if we feel like we might need to, save a little bit of fuel. Although, I mean, what's half race distance? Half race distance is going to be like lap 26, isn't it? I think fuel is going to be marginal as it stands. I caught the grass there. We've used 0.4 of a lap's worth of extra fuel in 12 laps. So I think actually fuel is going to be bang on, or close to bang on,
behind, 23.0
without any fuel saving needed. Considering, in theory, we should use more fuel when the car is heavier to pull along a heavier car. So as the car gets lighter, we will be going faster, but hopefully using less fuel because we're pulling less weight. Or maybe they just offset each other, and the fuel you use pulling along a heavier car is the same as you use going faster with a lighter car. Certainly going to be similar. I'm starting to find it difficult to drive around that wear on the front left though, as you can see. Understeering quite considerably at certain parts of the circuit now. We're at 30% wear, or will be certainly by the time we've gone through the Ascari chicane. 30% wear on that front left, which is the limiting tyre here at Monza because of the nature of the circuit. We are losing quite a bit of time now, but still comfortably P4, so complaints are at an absolute minimal thus far. We're having a dream time here at Monza. I mean, if we're taking these tyres 31, I don't suppose there's any reason why they couldn't take them 35 or so. Unless they've gone to the same compound. They are medium harding. They might genuinely be Albon's in as well. They might genuinely be one stopping, but it's just boxed very early.
So gap to the car ahead, 11.5 seconds.
Might well be medium hard soft, or medium hard medium for some of them. Not sure. It's very early to stop off the mediums though, so it makes me wonder whether they are one stopping or two stopping. And one stop from there is doable, but it is going to be tough. Might well be medium, hard medium, yeah. Lewis is boxing off his mediums behind in P6 as well. Really intriguing strategies for those stopping so early on the medium tyre. Right, Kimi Antonelli has arrived in my DRS, but I'm saving my battery so that when he inevitably gets me into turn 1 next lap, we can try and stay with him. Staying in Kimi Antonelli's DRS for as long as we possibly can throughout the remainder of this stint will hopefully just further add to the reasoning to stay with the one stop. He's got half a second, but it will just disappear here. He'll use his DRS and ERS. He's going around the outside of me. Quite happy for him to do so. I'm not going to lose race time battling with him. But what I am going to do is try and stay with him. Verstappen's in on 23 off his mediums. So that's going to be him hards to the end from here. The leader boxes. We've still got our DRS on Antonelli. We're not necessarily pulling away from Russell and Norris behind, but we are maintaining that gap. And maintaining that gap is the least I could ask for, or the most, sorry, I could ask for probably at this stage. We hope to make it to lap 31 on this set of tyres. They're now 52% worn on the front left. The DRS is saving our one-stop strategy. We are plan A at the moment. Max has arrived. Max has gone. Dude.
Okay,
fastest lap of the race from Verstappen. It was 2.3 seconds faster than my lap. So, not really much we could do about Max Verstappen at the moment. Not that we were ever planning on doing anything about Max Verstappen. Gap to Russell is still above 9, which is great. The whole where you come out after your box thing has been as high as 12th since this pit stop round started. It now says 10th. We've made it to the pit window. 66% wear on the front left. We've made it. And we're still P5. We are for strategy with Antonelli and Russell. So one of them we will get an undercut on because we're boxing this lap. I anticipate one of them may well be in this lap and then one the next. If they've got any nous, they'll box Russell first to try and get closer to me, and Antonelli next because he's got enough of a gap to not need to worry about the undercut. But we'll wait and see which way around they do it. They might not box this lap, they might go further because they think their tyres are alright. But I'm definitely boxing this lap for a set of medium tyres. Fuel is absolutely fine. 67% wear on the front left. But like we say, it's more about lap time here than it is tyre wear. As long as you're not in the position where you're going to get a puncture, it's not that much of an issue. There's so few corners here and so few of them make a massive impact on your lap time that you can just take the incremental loss lap by lap and then just make it up with just one stop. It's not going to be enough to get us back within DRS, but hopefully we can get close enough to maybe be able to catch him still. He's out of the box there. He's with Alonso, which might slow them both down. Hamilton has boxed again.
Teammate by 34.0 seconds.
So we might actually be a net P5 here. No, because Alonso's not boxing again. Just Hamilton and Albon. So yeah, net P6. Russell is past Gasly behind. That net P6 is soon probably to become a net P7 when Russell catches me.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Antonelli and Alonso going side by side as Russell sets the fastest lap of the race behind me. I just set my personal best lap of the race, but it was considerably off George Russell's. Antonelli should just drop Alonso and they won't fight too much, I imagine. Russell's just going to get me very, very quickly indeed. He's taking half a second out of me a lap at the moment. We might be able to get to Alonso. But whilst he's got DRS on Antonelli, he's going to be uncatchable. He doesn't have DRS on Antonelli, I don't think. We are gaining in a straight line. All right, Alonso might be doable. In the short term, at least, until the mediums wear so much so that Alonso has the better tyre wear again. But at the minute, his tyres are 12 laps old and mine are only 3. So we do have a decent offset at the minute to Fernando Alonso. And we will be within DRS range here as well. And George is not quite. Actually, might just be over the line. That's annoying. Albon in, so that's another position. We are now P6. Russell is coming, so we might well take Alonso, but get taken by Russell. So we'll still be P6, and then I anticipate Alonso will have better tyre wear to the end than us. So Alonso will get us back at the end of the stint, I imagine. If there's a safety car or whatever, though, we will be... we do have the option, at least, to switch to another set of medium fresh tyres. I think Russell might well take Alonso as well down the pit straight. He'll try and take me. Jack Doohan is out. That's just after the first corner.
We're catching the car ahead.
So I'm going to need to. We're going to need to try and get the job done before the yellow flag comes out. Russell went to go up the inside, couldn't get it done. So I'm going to go around the outside, take Alonso. Russell is not through. I am. And we've done it before the yellow flags come. There's Doohan. No VSC or safety car. We haven't had a VSC all season long so far. But we've got an Alonso. Now, Alonso is between me and Russell now.
Green flag.
But I think it's safe to say that it's only going to take George Russell one more DRS zone and then he'll be through the Aston Martin as well. He should have done it down the straight, but he made a poor decision. But I don't anticipate him making multiple poor decisions, really. Might have to use a bit of battery here to defend from Alonso, provided we can't extend the gap enough through here, but we have done, that's fine. Again, tenths over Alonso through there with our fresher tyres. Russell will have me here, easily. So again, saving battery to try and stay in his DRS now to help us potentially finish ahead of Fernando Alonso. Staying with Russell is going to do, hopefully for us in this stint, what staying with Antonelli did for us in the last stint. So as we come around to start our final lap, Russell has literally just taken Antonelli into turn 1. They've been battling back and forth for the past few laps. Antonelli's actually gotten him back again, so I thought Russell was going to just ease by his teammate when he caught them. That hasn't been the case. Antonelli has been able to hold on and fight. Lewis Hamilton has closed on Alonso behind and taken him and then gapped him by a couple of seconds. Gap to Fernando has just been growing all race, all stint long, and Max Verstappen has just won the Italian Grand Prix behind us by, again, a considerable margin. So whilst we are getting a great second best ever finish here of a P6 at Monza, we're still rather evidently a long way away from challenging for even the podium, let alone race wins in this Chesnoid racing car. So there's still a long journey ahead of us to become a Constructors' World Champion and a Drivers' World Champion with whoever it is we have at the team in that moment. I'm intrigued to see which Mercedes finishes ahead of which. It's still Antonelli here as they get to Parabolica. And I think Antonelli's just going to hold him off. So fair play, Kimi, a P4 for him here. Fuel is absolutely fine. Tyre wear is absolutely not, but they have lasted basically the same percentage-wise as the hards did. So we've nailed this strategy to perfection. We could have taken an extra 0.7 laps worth of fuel out, but I don't think that would have had any effect on our overall result. That is a maximised weekend. A great qualifying, a brilliant start to the race, and then we just made the most of it from there. Lewis Hamilton gets driver of the day, which is a surprise, really. But yes, it's another Max Verstappen victory. I'd be curious to know how far behind we were of Max Verstappen. A minute. We were a minute behind him. 21-second gap to second and third. Another 28-second gap to fourth and fifth. And then, of course, a 14 or so second gap to me. And then Lewis and Fernando not that far behind. Lando in the end finishes P10. We will view the replay because I want to see the start. Oh, I want to see the start here. and we'll see what happened between myself and Lando Norris. So we obviously went deep in here to the second chicane. I duck to the right here to take Albon. Actually come up the inside of Norris. Now what I'd like to see is Norris is already turning for the apex quite early there as I'm arriving. I have arrived... Yeah, he's gone over the curb there. I've arrived hot, to say the least. I've arrived very hot. Lando is turning and then obviously has to get out of it as I come through. I do make the corner and Lando makes the corner as well. Although he does then go over the curb there. He might have gotten some floor damage from that. See if there's anything that visually flies off the car. No visual damage of anything coming off, but he might well have taken some floor damage there. Regardless, it was a forceful move. It wasn't my intention to take Lando, actually, to be completely honest. I was trying to take Albon, but so heavy was the car with minimal wings that we just kind of kept going. We have now more points than our rival Aston Martin. So we're winning that rivalry. Fan sentiment continues to sneak up bit by bit. It's not a massive gap between the Italian Grand Prix and the Baku Grand Prix, I don't think. I don't think it's 1 week. I think it might be 2, so we can get some activities in and maybe some upgrades to the car. Yeah, it certainly is a little bit of a gap.
For you to look at.
Oh, an engineering facility thing. So, unfortunately, we experienced a server crash overnight, and as a result, we lost a lot of aero data we were running. We think we can save some of the data, but not all. What should we prioritize? Save the performance data or save part data? I'm going to save the performance data and save the morale in my department. So let's go to the activities first. Actually, do I have another training point I can add on? Because that would be crucial. Points on the board, testing regulation changes. We know that's coming, so that's not a problem. Owner training, I don't have any points available at the moment, so there's nothing to do on that front. Just see if we've got any department upgrades anywhere. We do on the corporate side. Good. Sponsor negotiation team is improving. Our overall bank balance now sits at 16 million, which is enough to be able to afford one real-life Formula 1 driver at the moment with regards to his contract. I don't know if there's anything we should spend at the moment. Increase loyalty with your sponsors. Increase cash bonus for completing your title sponsor season goal. It's only about 400 grand or so. I think I am going to really cool off the spending at the minute and then look to improve the departments next season. Although we might need the departments to be slightly further ahead than where they are at the minute to be able to entice a driver to join us. But if I spend the money to get the departments to the level where they'd be enticed to join us, I might not be able to afford their contract. So it's a cat and mouse situation at the minute. We have some upgrades we can assign to Martin, which we will do here, which is good. Keeps us close to Aston Martin. We're ahead of Alpine, Haas, Racing Bulls, and significantly of Sauber now. So very pleased with that as things are going. On the chassis side, the heave dampers failed, so we'll do that again. But you'll notice that the engine cover should hopefully be done very soon. That's failed on the fuel technology efficiency, so we'll redo that at a cost of $130,000. We'll do the energy cell storage on there as well. That'll be done after Baku, before Singapore. But that's fine. And durability-wise, the MGU-H improved. So let's do the controller. Actually, no. The MGU-H is still pretty dead, isn't it? I'm gonna do the MGU-H in the other one as well, because we're really struggling on the MGU-H side of things. With regards to research, though, what can we do here? Let's have a quick look. We've only got 2 in progress at the moment. Can't do anything else here without an improvement in department. We can do something on the chassis side, either weight redistribution or weight reduction. I'm going to go for weight reduction over the redistribution at this stage. That will be researched for Baku, but not able to be put on the car at Baku. And then I can't afford anything else at this stage, so can't really do anything else other than that for the time being. So it's a case of putting the activities on and then advancing. So we will do the thing that Recruitment drive. We do need a recruitment drive in all departments. We are running low on staff. I'm not going to decrease the morale in any department because I want those departments to still run as best as they possibly can. Durability is probably going to be more important than... development's going to be more important than research, I think. So I'm going to put that on the chassis, and then we'll do a chassis blitz as well. We'll concentrate on the chassis, but it's not about doing anything on aero because I need to upgrade that department, and I can't do that at the minute. Or at least I'm not choosing to do that at the minute. Increase the morale of the chassis department is certainly worth doing. We'll increase the morale of the aero department as well. And powertrain too. And then on the morale side, or the, corporate side of things, fan outreach. I could do with a fan rating. 6 days, that only leaves me 3. Let's do that. And that. And that. There we go. And then it should take us to the next Grand Prix weekend where hopefully we can have good weather
looks like a part we were
in Baku.
failed.
We can have an early talk with Nico Hulkenberg. Now that is something I am keen to do.
Sorry, Chief.
It's okay, Chief. It's not a problem, Chief. Let's go with a Halo. Do each of the ones that there are 2 of. That means that we can at least get something on the car for... what a pain in the arse. We can get something on the car for Singapore. That's annoying that that's done, but it's boosted at least. And we do have the rear wing underflap we can add to Martin's car. He's now running 10 more upgrades on his car. 10. We will go to a meeting with Nico Hulkenberg just to see what he expects of us. Would like Nico to sign with us next year if we can get him to agree terms. 69% chance of signing with him. That's good. The driver's expectation of the team is a fan rating of 7, which we are not anywhere near at the minute. We're only fan rating of 3. 6th in the performance ranking, which is where we are, and 189 engineering workforce, which I believe we're just shy of. But annual salary of 12 million is very affordable for us in the financial position we're in at the moment, and we can afford the signing bonus as well. 189 engineering workforce. Let's go and double check what our workforce is in the engineering department. But thank you for coming and seeing us, Nico. Appreciate that. We've got the engineering workforce at the minute to be able to entice Nico to join us, which is excellent. More parts still failing their development or their research, and we can now hold an early talk with Mr. Yuki Tsunoda as well. So let's see what he wants. I imagine he's going to be a bit harder to convince, and the percentage chance of him signing is going to be lower than 69 or even the 61, I think it was, or 63 for... Oh no, 68%. But he wants us to have a massive engineering workforce, which we don't have currently, but a lesser fan rating, but a higher vehicle performance. So they're both about the same. The annual salary is similar, and I mean, it's a decent opportunity to sign either driver there. So actually, I think we might be able to well sign at least one of them, and if we can save money accordingly, then potentially we could sign them both. An aero breakthrough has happened. That's excellent. We desperately needed that.
We've got
although we've had some developments failed.
We've got performance
Message
on the table.
side, aero development breakthrough. Lewis Hamilton is retiring. I wanted to share the news that Lewis Hamilton has announced their retirement from the sport. While it's always sad to see such a talented driver leave, this development opens up strategic opportunities for us to consider as we plan for next season. Well, the iconic edition frontman is gone after 1 year. Hamilton retires. That will shake things up dramatically in the off-season. The engineering department is upgraded. That's fantastic news. Research-wise, we can spend some more on the aero side now as well, although I don't believe, afford anything. On the chassis side, the tyre data's done. That's excellent, although I still can't afford anything else on this side either. Can we can do something on engine power. Can't afford the fuel efficiency yet, though. Engine power would come in handy. So let's do the cylinder heads for the engine power. That'll be done in time for Singapore. And then I really can't afford to do anything on the durability side, but that's not a problem whatsoever. Developmentally, we have chassis parts completing. Excellent. That's huge. The car is going to be even better for Baku when we add on those 2 chassis things for the next race. Alright, the car is really coming along quite nicely. This hopefully will be a quick fix there. I think we're on race day now, or on the go-to race weekend part. Martin's car gets better. Martin's car gets better. Martin's car gets better. 41 parts added to the car. Now, you notice that Aston Martin have now jumped Williams, and they are the 5th fastest team. We're now 7th, but right with Williams and Aston Martin. So we should be, in theory, fighting for points most Grand Prix weekends, provided I'm not terrible at said track. Do I spend any money here? I'm apprehensive to, although there are some cheaper ones to be done. New research focus activity. More expensive. The engineering options are a lot cheaper than the ones on the personnel or corporate side. Powertrain development. Development expansion on the chassis. That's really going to help. That I will do. And I might do that on the aero side as well if I haven't already done it. Yeah, I'm going to spend that money because we will definitely need that. We will definitely need that. And we are at Baku. So I'm not going to go with the harder. I'm going to go with the 2 mediums again. We'll go to the race weekend at Baku with a significantly competitive car. Victor Martin is up to 69 rated now. There's been some call in the comments for Martin to stay. And, well, at the minute, it looks like we'll only really be able to afford one of Hülkenberg or Yuki, or even Esteban Ocon. So it looks like one of our current drivers will stay, so Martin would be that driver, obviously, over Zane Maloney. Fully dry Baku race weekend, praise the Lord. Good. Right, that is going to be all for me here for this particular Grand Prix weekend. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. That was our 2nd best race weekend of the entire season, so I'd like to think that you guys enjoyed. Drop the video a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more. Join me on stream to see every lap of every session. Links to everything is in the description down below, but I will see you tomorrow.